Happy Friday to Jocelyn in Nashville, Colleen in San Antonio, Holly, one of our Mic Drop Club hosts in Minnesota. I am so glad you all are here. My question for you as we get started is, what's your walkout song? If you are asked by an event to have music playing while you're walking out, what is it? I will allow you, if you don't have a walkout song, whenever you're speaking at a women's conference. I have recently been using a song that was suggested to me by my friend Catherine Valentine, who I met doing TEDx. And it is Perfect Day, the theme song in Legally Blonde, when she's like, on this perfect day. Anytime I do that song at a women's event, people go nuts. Ooh, Little Boo Thing's good. Shayna, Eye of the Tiger. This Girl's on Fire. So good. Oh, Pink Pony Girl. Absolutely. Um, let's see. It's so easy. Love it. Oh, Thunderstruck. Anyone been watching America's Sweetheart season 2? Thunderstruck is all in my head. Well, welcome everyone. We have a lot of fun, exciting things to cover today with announcements, and then also going to be answering, of course, any questions that you have. So go ahead and get started putting your questions in the chat. But while you do that, I'm going to introduce our special guest, Michelle, and some of you who are already have done Mic Drop Academy know her. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course. Michelle and I have been working together for many years now. And Michelle is my booking manager for all of my speaking gigs. She is the one that hunts them down. She takes care of inbound. She negotiates the fees, but she is literally a ninja when it comes to speaking. And she also runs our Mic Drop Academy program, which we have spots open for fall, which I'll tell you all about. We definitely have some Michelle fans in the chat that are Mic Drop Academy alumni. But Michelle's going to be helping me answer questions today from a booking manager perspective, which will be great. So go ahead, start putting your questions in the chat, but I'm going to get into some of our announcements. So we got a lot going on at Mic Drop, so I thought I would get started by just breaking it down as to what's going on and what's happening. So Mic Drop Club, oh, you all are in Mic Drop Workshop. That is to start your public speaking business. Mic Drop Club, which you might already be in or have heard murmurs about, this is our monthly meetup club to improve your public speaking skills. So it is just about presenting, stage presence, virtual presence, vocal variety, storytelling, but it has nothing to do with the business of speaking. But if you really want to improve your delivery and also meet up with other speaker sisters in person, Mic Drop Club will be for you, which I'll get into more. And then Mic Drop Academy is our program for anyone who wants to become full-time thought leader, which Michelle will get into. So Mic Drop Academy starts September 10th, and it is 10 weeks. It is live with myself, Michelle, and Christine, our CMO, and it is more of a group coaching format. But Michelle, I figured you might be best to kind of tell people who is a good fit for Mic Drop Academy. And then Amanda can also put the link to the application.
Yeah, absolutely. So to me, there's 3 indicators as far as who's a good fit for Mic Drop Academy. So if you've been getting paid to speak, and even if it's for $500 or $1,000, if you've been getting paid to speak, if you've been speaking for free, because I know a lot of people are using speaking to funnel into the other areas of their business. There's a select few, I would say, that if you've completed Mic Drop Workshop and you have a very clear vision of what your keynote is, how you support and help audiences, the takeaways, you're very clear on your business model for speaking, even if you haven't conquered that stage, to me, if you have the vision of really wanting to go after speaking intentionally in 2026, fall would be a really good fit. But there's just a select few, I would say, that would be a really good fit that haven't possibly maybe landed a talk yet, because you can get in a talk between now and when fall course kicks off.
Yeah. And usually what we see, the people that are doing best in Academy, a lot of them are in the chat who can maybe chime in, are ones who have vision for speaking, but also beyond speaking. They are writing a book, they're doing a podcast, they're doing coaching, consulting. They really want to build a thought leadership empire, and Academy is perfect for that. So we do this on an application basis, because we want all of the 35 women who are in the cohort to be at similar experience, be able to refer each other, and then we create engagement pods after for referrals, accountability, and things like that. So you can apply for the Fall Academy here. And Laura Ora, I am so glad. But this is a perfect example. Laura Ora is someone who speaks, but she also has like the Gutsy podcast, which is crushing it, and is really using what she did in Academy to build her thought leadership experience. So you can go ahead and apply. It costs nothing to apply. And then if you make it to interviews, you'll be interviewing with Michelle, and then we'll be in touch from there. And oh, Cindy, that's super nice. If it wasn't for Academy, I wouldn't have had the success I had. And Cindy, I don't know if you want to say how much you're speaking now, but you are absolutely on fire, which I love. Okay, so you all know about Mic Drop Workshop, which is self-paced, and then Club. We meet monthly virtually, led by Lindsay Picardo. She's incredible. I'm on them when I'm not speaking, and it's a new skill every month. So maybe for those club members in there, you can tell us some things you've learned. It might be eye contact, facial expressions, hand gestures. We're going to get into vocal variety, I think, next week. But the kicker is that we meet quarterly in person, and these next in-person meetups are in September, and we have a lot of new cities. So I have seen in the Mic Drop Workshop Speaker Sister Group, a lot of you like, who's in Toronto? Who's in Dallas? Like anyone in Miami? Let us help you facilitate these, because we want you all to come together, because we know that good things happen when you all come together, and you can learn a new speaking skill. So next meetups will be in September. And let me share with you the cities that we have, because you all are hearing first some of the new cities that have been launched. And if you're a host, we have Mic Drop Academy alumni who are hosts. So if you're a host and you're here today, put it in the chat. We have Raleigh, Charlotte, Nashville, San Antonio, New York, Toronto, Phoenix, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Indianapolis, Austin, Texas, Philadelphia, Rockford, Illinois, Long Island. Barbara, I hope you joined there. Johnson City, Tennessee, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Detroit, Michigan, Little Rock, Arkansas, Portland, Oregon, Rapid City, South Dakota, Lynchburg, Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia. We have Denver, Colorado, Orlando, Florida, Morgantown, West Virginia, Twin Cities, Minnesota. We're not done yet. We have Dayton, Ohio, Eugene, Oregon, Syracuse, New York, Sacramento, California, Bentonville, Arkansas, and Houston, Texas. So we will all be meeting live in person in these cities in September, and would love to see you all there. You all get 50% off an annual club membership using the code MDWS25 for 50% off. And that means your entire yearly membership is $100, which that should be a no-brainer, purely for even just the networking part of this. All of the people that are in club, we have people from Google, Disney, like meeting planners that are joined. I mean, Michelle, you know that like that one like American Staffing that is booking from us, they go to club all the time. And so even from just a networking perspective, on top of the skills, should be a no-brainer to join. So dates will be released when you sign up for a club, you then get the calendar invite for the date and time of that city's event. If you're already registered in a city and you need a switch because there's now one closer to you, you can email us club@micdropworkshop.com or yeah, club@micdropworkshop.com and we'll get it taken care of. Okay, couple more announcements before we get to questions. These ones I am super duper duper excited to show you. We all know that AI is taking the world by storm. And in my opinion, public speaking is becoming more important with AI because we need human to human connection. But I also think that we can use AI to improve our speaking business. And so there's a couple different ways that we're going to help you do that. First one is Meet Mike, your AI teaching assistant within Mic Drop Workshop. So we have built an AI chat or GPT, whatever you want to call it, and he knows everything that is in the Mic Drop Workshop course. So if you're like, wait, someone just asked me to negotiate on my fee, what do I say? Where can I find that contract that I should send over? Oh, I'm packing for my event. What should I pack? Guess what? You can now hit this little chat bot at the bottom right of the course, and it's going to ask you for your email to make sure that you're a Mic Drop Workshop student. And you can ask Mike, and Mike will tell you. Isn't that freaking amazing? And he will also link to the module that tells you where it is. So here's your what we recommend around negotiation from the course, and here is also like the module and a link to the contracts. So Mike will make this so much easier to navigate the course and be able to pull things out as you need it. So go ahead, give that a whirl today. Like anything AI, it needs users to be able to get smarter. So there might be some glitches and stuff along the way. So feel free to let us know if something isn't working, but we would love for you to use it. Okay, one more thing. Yeah, you can ask him speaking questions and he'll help direct you. Your number one request, and Michelle can attest to this, whether you're in workshop, academy, anything, is how do I just help find leads? I want to build my pipeline. And we are always trying to help you build your pipeline. And whether it's through our event planner newsletter, whether you're in Mic Drop Academy and Michelle gives you 100 leads when you're done based on your industry and your expertise. But we are also trying to build something that is basically Tinder for speaking engagements. So meet Carrie Booker. Carrie Booker is also an AI agent that we're building. And she is going to help you find leads in your industry and maybe even in your area. And so, what we want to build with Carrie Booker is that Holly can go on there and say, hey, I want to speak to women's leaderships. I really want to land a TEDx talk this year, or I want to speak to finance, banking. I'm in Duluth, Minnesota, and so I want to find events that are close to me. And Carrie is going to do the work and search for events that Holly should speak at and send those events to Holly. And so this is being built right now. And so we're working really hard on it, but we need beta group to test this. And so if you are open to being in the test group, we're going to be making some selections. Amanda will drop a link in the chat to the wait list. It should be ready in like a month or 2 months for testing. And we want to use our speaker sister community to like get in on this first and tell us what's missing, tell us about the user experience, and go ahead and sign up for that wait list if you want to be one part of our test group. Leslie, this isn't just for Academy members, this is for speaker sisters. So Carrie Booker is also on our list. As you can tell, we take your requests and everything that you need very seriously. And we're always trying to improve, use the latest technology, and get in on it. So with that, lots of announcements, lots of exciting things going on at Mic Drop. But now we are here to answer your questions. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, scroll back to Evelyn. What do you do with your hands when you're speaking with no lectern? I find myself putting them in my pocket. Great question. One thing I would suggest, sometimes you're holding a mic, sometimes you're holding a clicker, and I would use your hands for acting and also for speed. Hands control your speed. So if you want to speak slower, bring them into your chest. If you want to speed it up, bring them out here. Point to people, reach. It was this big. That's something that we're practicing in Mic Drop Club, is being a little bit more dramatic. And then if you find a nervous habit of putting them in your pocket, don't wear an outfit that has pockets. Just like block yourself from doing that. I know for me, like sometimes if I have like I don't know, a bracelet on or something, I start playing with it. And so sometimes I just don't wear bracelets and stuff on stage. Michelle, this would be a good one for you. What is the resource you gave about a year ago to get connected to college speaking opportunities? I don't know what resource this is, but maybe you can talk about speaking to colleges.
I can't remember what that resource would be either.
It might be
So, yeah, go ahead.
a conference to apply to that takes applications. It's like a collegiate conference, but maybe just talk about like the different people within colleges that book speakers, like Greek life, first year.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're looking to speak to college students, I would look for people that have, because I mean, they have their people all listed on their website. So I would absolutely look for people who are in charge of student activities, dean of students, like something in that realm, because all those people have the hands at the events. And even if they're not the ones specifically hiring the speaker for that particular event, they know who is, and they're really good about connecting you with the right people. Because they're always looking for speakers. They have so many events happening. And sororities, if you're really a good fit for sororities, you know, I mean, that's a whole entire market in itself. So, you know, you can go on LinkedIn and even just put in student activities coordinator, you know, or you could put dean of students, and you'll populate a bunch of people who are in those roles for colleges and universities.
Perfect. And this could be one for you too, is just maybe talking about what would you put in this spreadsheet? Like Colleen's asking what kind of spreadsheet to use to keep a track of applications and details. I know there are CRMs like Honeybook and stuff you can use, but like just basic, if you're starting with a spreadsheet, maybe how would you use that?
If you're using it specifically for applications, I would make sure that as far as details go, so if it's a spreadsheet, you know, the hard thing about a spreadsheet is that it won't notify you when that task is due. And that's probably the most important thing, not just tracking that you fill out an application and who the contact is for the application. So, you know, when we give you these applications, we don't just give you the link to fill it out, but we also give you that contact person. And the reason why we do that is because it's really important to make sure that we're putting the best foot forward of making that direct connection, letting them know that, hey, we just filled out an application. We're really excited for the possibility of partnering with them. It just sets you apart from the rest. And so we want to make sure that you're putting the client's information in that spreadsheet, and then a due date. We always need to know what's the next step. You know, are we reaching out to them before the application process is completed, you know, to make sure that we're like just checking in, make sure if they need anything else? Or are we reaching out a couple weeks after that deadline to see if we got accepted? So deadlines are really important to keep in there.
A really great question that Michelle has taught me to ask if I'm having like an intro call with an event is, when are you hoping to make decisions by? Because I just had an event yesterday that I was talking to, and they're like, we're hoping to decide by October. So I know that like around September, I'm going to be chiming in again. Lauren, I completely lost my voice. As you can tell, I am right there with you. Throat coat is the way to go. Drink lots of water if you can, and have some like hot water on stage with you if you can, because that is totally necessary. Oh, good question, Nancy. Best way to memorize. I'm also curious if anyone else has memorization tips that they like to use, because what I teach and what I like is trigger words. And so I put like in my 5 stories, like my bump set spikes, in my stories, I talk about a princess, and then I talk about money. And so I'm like, oh, a princess wants money. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's just how I remember my bump set spikes, is by a word in each story. But I've heard some other people like visually put it on their wall and post-it notes. I've heard other people that have each bump set spike be a room in their house. And when they're talking, they go through their house. And so it depends on how you like to learn. Maybe think about when you were in school, did you study using flashcards? Did you study by writing it down, by saying it out loud? Let's see. Lots of love for Academy. I love that. Yes, this is being recorded. Okay. Elise asked, I changed my talk. Should I start over or just add my new talk? Can you tell me what you mean by this? Like start over on your website? Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
can maybe chime in a little bit.
Sure.
So I would say, Elise, if you are wanting to add an additional talk, you just want to add that to your website. But if you're wanting to change your talk because you don't want to be speaking on the current keynote anymore, then I don't know if you really have to start over, because I have to imagine that the audiences are going to be relatively still possibly the same.
Yeah.
If that's helpful.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So definitely add two. If you're like, hey, I want to do this one that I originally created and I have now this one, yeah, like have 2 or 3 keynotes. Absolutely.
Stephanie asked, what are your thoughts on ESpeakers as a platform to find speaking gigs? Is it worth it or better to do legwork yourself? You do get a free basic ESpeakers profile for being a Mic Drop Workshop student. And so I would say you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by doing that. But I would say, and Michelle, you can correct me on this, ESpeakers is great for like gigs 10,000 and under, but you're not going to find like these bigger leads on them. But you could find things that are smaller opportunities as a way to like build your reputation.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I would just utilize the free and get as much use out of that as possible, really leverage that. And unless you're seeing income, consistently coming in, I wouldn't upgrade necessarily, because you get a lot for the free. So just make sure you're utilizing that.
Yeah. Maybe a couple tips around LinkedIn. Would you suggest going LinkedIn Premium? How are you using LinkedIn?
I would go premium.
Me too. Yeah.
The free version is very limiting. When you decide you want to be really intentional about building your momentum of your audience on LinkedIn, go premium. It really is worth every penny, and it's not super expensive, and you're going to be able to get a lot more traction with premium for sure.
Amanda, I wonder if you can find on Amplify my episode with Melanie Borden, who literally gives super tactical tips around speakers on LinkedIn, and put it in the chat, because that is like a gold mine right there. Let me see. Any tools that you send reminders based on your due date? There's a lot of different CRMs. Like we have Honeybook, there's HubSpot. I'm sure that even Gmail has like something like that for right now. And then Michelle, since you're here, is it best to hire a booking agent when you're starting out or get really busy? Do you want to talk about like maybe what a booking agent is? And because just for everyone's knowledge, I was already booking 6 figures as a team of 1 in speaking before Michelle and I started working together. Michelle would not be able to work with me if I was just getting started out. So a booking manager is great when you already have a really robust business that they can help with, because they get commission off of that. So maybe you can speak to that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, this is my take on it. So for booking managers, people who really do understand this industry and who are professional booking agents, who their job is to help scale what you've already leveraged and done, So I would, when you get to the point where you've opened quite a few doors, then you hire a booking agent, because the booking agent should be able to, expand upon what you've already opened, build traction off of what you've done. That's the advantage, because when you're commission based, that's why they want to work with you. They want to see that there's already the fruit of the labor there, and they just help you grow it even further.
And going off of that, speaking bureaus, speaking bureaus are like these places that have a roster of hundreds of speakers that they'll, uh, events will come to them and say, I need like a celebrity to speak here. I think speaking bureaus can be great, but they are the like cherry on top. They are less than 5% of the gigs that Michelle and I book every year. And the reality is that speaking bureaus book less than 25% of the speaking business overall. So I think a lot of people idolize kind of bureaus for the notoriety of it. Oh, I'm listed on this or that, but it's really not going to be a big part of your business unless you're like Mark Cuban or something where someone can't get in touch with him. So I wouldn't put too much weight into it. Again, your speaking business that you put together is going to be much more effective. And then someone asked about websites. Amanda, if you could put it in the chat, a link to our Go Live HQ template. We do have a Squarespace template that is helpful when you're building a website. That's also in the course as well. You could ask Mike and say, where's the Squarespace template? Let's try it out. Okay, let me see. Maybe talk a little bit about like commission for bureaus and speaking, just to make sure that people aren't getting involved in the wrong ones.
Yeah. So speaker bureaus take anywhere between 25 to 35% of the speaking fee. And you got to remember the speaker bureaus, like their focus is working for the client, not for the speaker. So, they're just trying to land 100%. The deal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So 25 to 35%. I mean, you have probably 25 to 30% is the most common. There are some bureaus that are really high end that are 35%, just so that you know that is, I don't want to say normal, but that's out there.
Mm-hmm. And to wrap, Talkadot, this is a good question. I just recorded a whole module and step-by-step walkthrough of Talkadot that I just added to the course. So I would go ahead and watch that. And it shows you how to set it up in your talk, how to plug it, and what it does. If anyone's unfamiliar, is Talkadot helps collect audience information, and you're also collecting a survey of feedback and testimonials in real time. And then you can go set up like for example, someone could fill out the survey and say, it asks them, do you know anyone that's booking speakers? And they'll say, oh yeah, actually my like kids' school has a leadership week or something. And so it actually helps you build leads. So that's why we really recommend using Talkadot in your keynote. And so that is fully in the course. So you can go ahead and do that. Okay, Michelle, any last pieces of advice? We'll drop the link to the Academy application one more time. Again, it starts September 10th for anyone. But Michelle, any final words for our speaker sisters here?
Yeah, I would say now is the time to be going after speaking opportunities. We are coming off of slow season, which is, Memorial weekend to the end of July. Now we have this great big window of
She might have frozen, but we have a great big window of opportunities. So big, the internet can't even handle it. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll get back to you if you apply for Academy soon, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.